Hello, you guys. I am here with my dear friend Gertha that I have known for many years since my children were little. I believe my youngest son, which we call him Pogi, his real name is Isaiah. He was still in diapers, right? When you met him, he was young.
He was young.
Yes, we came from the same church in the Bay Area, and I'm actually here visiting with her. I came last week Wednesday. Now it's Wednesday, so it's been a week. Because her husband actually had transitioned. He passed away on her birthday, October 11th, and we had live celebration for him last week, Friday. It was beautiful, and so I am doing interview because she has, gosh, awesome, great testimony that we want to share with you. So I'm going to turn it to her so she can tell you guys about her husband, the journey he's gone through with his health, and where she's now in life, and why that though he passed on her birthday, why there's blessings that came out of it. So go ahead, Gertha, share with them about when your husband, has struggled, and even when he had passed on your birthday. Let the people know.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Gertha, Gertha Davis, like she shared. And yes, my dear husband, I'm going to introduce you to him. This is his picture. Can you see him?
Wait, let's see. There
This
you
is
go.
Sean.
He's a fine looking man.
Yes. This is how he looks when we first got married 38 years ago. We got married May 24th, 1986. So we had a beautiful marriage. We were so happy, so in love, and had planned to spend all of our years together, grow old together. And, we never thought we'd be saying goodbye now at this time in our 60s, but we did. Due to an unfortunate set of circumstances. And most of it, believe it or not, had to do with diet and life choices, unfortunately. My husband was a diabetic. His dad was a diabetic. And I think a lot of it, he was just kind of in denial, like you never think it will happen to you. And it does happen. You get so busy in life, going to work every day. I want to show you a picture. He was a bodybuilder. He was bench
Fine looking man.
400 pounds of weight. That's he and I on the beach with our first.
Look at those
born.
guns, those muscles.
Yeah. Everybody would joke like, oh, he's like Popeye. Muscle Man is coming. Don't mess with John. So he was healthy, strong. Going to the gym, eating healthy, juicing, doing all those things. And then I think he just got caught up, like you work your 9 to 5, you do your commute, it's a 12-hour day, you come home, you're tired, and he stopped exercising, stopped eating right. Before you know it, it's like, oh, just give me some Popeyes and some macaroni and cheese and, give me that good stuff. And all that good stuff. I mean, we both gained weight over the years, up and down, up and down.
Like a yo-yo.
Like a yo-yo.
Yes.
Yes. And for him, unfortunately, I think mostly gained, and then it started to affect his kidneys. We had so many health challenges. So we were married 38. 17 of those 38, he was sick. He had to retire at age 51 because his health and diabetes was so bad. He was on and off the job, and finally the company said, we have to retire you for health reasons. And then 3 years after that was 2007, 2010, his kidneys failed, both of his kidneys. And he had to go on dialysis for 7 years, 4 times a week, 4 hours per sitting. If you know anybody who's done that, it's brutal. And we are faith people. So, we were praying and seeking God. Our church was praying with us. We were believing.
You already had 3 children.
Yes.
And then you became, basically, now everything was dependent on your income.
Yes, we lost the income because when he had to retire, his income got cut in half.
Yes.
And I continued to try to work. But as he became more and more sick and disabled and having these health challenges, I had to take FMLA, work less and less and less. It's like, oh my gosh, so now my income's cut in half. But your bills and baseline are the same.
Yes.
You know, you still have your mortgage, you still have,
Yep.
you know, all the utilities, all, the cars, the insurance for the cars, you know, medical. It's like, oh wow, God, how do we do this? And so it was very, very challenging and very, very stressful. And the kids were young at this time, you
And
know.
you was a full-time caregiver of him, and the government didn't help you. There was no money at all, and everything was literally dependent on you. And even with your one income, it was a challenge.
It was very much a challenge. Somehow, you know, through all of that, you know, we kept the faith. John did get a kidney transplant, which was another miracle. After 7 years of dialysis, and we felt so blessed to get that. And so we thought, okay, great. And I think a lot of people thought, okay, this is it, you know, full recovery, but there's still, diabetes is such an ugly disease. It creates neuropathy in the legs. So he was walking with a walker, still had to have, you know, quite a bit of assistance. Some things were better, but it still wasn't 100. But it was a long journey. I think the main thing, you know, what they say, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I think we were trying to turn that corner together to realize what is the impact of food upon health and, you know, life extension and quality of life. And so, you know, we were trying to get that. We did a couple of things along the way. We even went, I sent him to this 3-week vegan thing where he did that. And then when he came back, I think myself included, we didn't get it. We should have all jumped on the bandwagon and did it with him. He was kind of trying to do it by himself, and we were kind of like hybrids, and that did not work. So it wasn't long, you know, a couple of months later, he was back to eating like he used to. But that thing, I've heard, you know, food can kill. I've read books. One of my favorite is Help, Lord, you know, the devil wants me fat. That's one of my favorites. And so, you know, it's crazy, but there is some truth to that.
But
you
yeah,
know,
but
there's
it really
true.
is. Yeah.
And there's, you know, there's
food can kill you or heal you.
food can kill. Yeah.
Yes.
And
there's
there's alcoholics, there's sexaholics,
yes.
there's foodies
Foodaholic,
and
yeah.
foodaholics.
Yeah.
And you know, he loved what he loved, and so we worked on that thing, but it just really took a toll. Even though we made some corrections in the latter years, I think the damage done in the early years was really detrimental. So, yeah, but you know, I still give glory to God. He passed on my birthday. We say he got his, you know, heavenly birthday on my birthday. We were forever connected, and we loved each other so much. So it was a blessing because I know he had suffered a lot. His body was tired. I mean, one year we had 9 911 calls, if you can believe that.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We were in and out of the hospital. But he always came back. You know, we would pray. He bounced back from so many things, so many times. A lot of people have medical events, just one medical event, and they're gone. So we really, overall, we said we can't complain because, you know, he really beat death again and again.
Oh gosh, yes.
But now I'm a processor. I'm a reflective person. And so, you know, I'm looking at all of this and I'm like, what can I learn from this? You know, how can one of the things I had started before John passed, 2 things. One was a weight loss journey. We were actually having a contest. We started it back in March.
Yes, tell him, please.
I said, we both need to lose some weight. This is too much weight. You know, we both were 200 plus. I'm like, I'm getting this weight off. So we looked at these different programs. He would get all excited. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. He watched all the testimonials. He would do it with me for like 1 day or 1 week, and then I'd be on my own. So he did the Ozempic.
No, wait a minute. Tell them about the gummies, girl.
Oh, yeah. He wanted everything easy. He saw Dr. Oz reversing diabetes gummies. So he said, get that. I want that. Get that for me. I'm like, honey, I don't think that really works. He's like, oh, yeah, I want that. Did you order it yet? So I'm like, okay. So I ordered it, and it turned out to be a scam. Dr. Oz came on. He said, that's not me. Dr. Phil, that's not me. I says, honey, it's not that easy. I go, if you could just take a gummy and reverse all of your diabetes and health challenges, everybody would be doing it. And he was so disappointed. He was like, wow, I just can't believe they did that. So then he wanted to do the shot. He actually was doing Mounjaro, which is the cousin to Ozempic, 1 shot a week. And I said, okay, you do that. I ended up doing Sugar Ain't Sweet. It's a 6-week academy. Coach Rochelle Parks, you can find her online. It was awesome. And I have lost 36 pounds.
So how did you do that? Basically, you eliminated sugar.
All sugar.
All
so
sugar.
Not
like
just,
what part? Like
so a lot of people don't think about
pasta,
it, but yeah,
rice.
Pasta turns to sugar. Rice turns to sugar. Beans turns to sugar. So we had to do bread, rice, pasta, beans, sugary drinks and sodas. We haven't done sodas in a long time though, him being diabetic. But any and everything, even my Starbucks, which I love, love, love. I used to have 6-7 days a week. I gave up that while I was on this 6-week journey. I do have Starbucks every now and then, but I have it sugar-free and my system can take it. I had to do a detox. Most people, we have gotten so used to sugar that when we try to remove it, the cakes and pies, cookies, even bagels, all that stuff, it's so hard. So I had to do a detox. I did like a 7-day juice cleansing. Now fruits and juice have sugar, but it was something about that.
But it's more
submission.
natural.
It's natural,
Yes.
it's organic, and just that whole process of, okay, body, you're going to obey me. The Bible says we need to buffet our flesh,
Yes. Yes.
He says we can't let the flesh just rule us and take us all these different places.
That's right.
There was something about that cleansing and that 7-day submission process that when I came off of that, I didn't care about food the same way I did before.
Well, your body start recognizing it.
Yes.
And you was training your palate. You know what I mean? Because if you're thinking you can just go and, diet and detox and lose weight, it doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? You have to really speak, life to you, and you really have to align, and you have to be determined enough that I have really need to do something for me. I've got to, change this lifestyle. I'm seeing my husband going down the hole, and here I am. If I don't do anything, I'm going right there with him.
True. It's so true. And I thought, well, I'll do it first. And that's what he told me. You do it. You go ahead. If it works for you, then you tell me.
So what was the challenge? Okay.
It was a challenge, yeah, and it was on. But it did start. You have to change your relationship with food. We have a relationship with food. People don't think about that. We have a relationship with our spouse.
Yeah.
Our loved one, our children. There's a relationship with food. And my relationship with food was out of order. And when I went through that detox, it was really, I says, okay, God, I'm so done. It reminds me of when I got saved, how you say, well, I'm done with sin. I'm done with this lifestyle.
Yeah. You're turning away from.
It doesn't benefit me.
Yeah.
Same thing with the food. I just thought, okay, God, whatever I need to do, no food is worth sickness, disease, arthritis, pain, premature death.
Or even having your family suffer.
Yeah.
Because of,
And the family does, when
it
there's
affects them.
When the loved one is sick,
Yeah.
it affects everything. Affects the spouse, the children, everything. You can't vacation the same.
Yeah.
It's different because one is in a wheelchair, or they can't go upstairs, or they can't, you're up at the snow, they can't go out to the snow.
Exactly.
All those things.
So basically, you did the detox,
Yeah.
and then, so what did you eat on a regular basis? I know you told me you drank a lot of water.
A lot of water. So when the Sugar Ain't Sweet program was great. So I cut all forms of sugar, and then I drank half of my body weight in water in ounces every day. So like this is 24 ounces. I would drink like 5 of these a day.
That's a lot, but your body needed that.
Yeah, we are 70%
Exactly.
water, and we're dehydrated. We
Yes.
don't even know.
Exactly.
So I did that. I cut the sugar and then start moving, and the weight just start falling off. Just for 3-4 pounds every week, just falling off. Boom, 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 boom. So John is watching. He's like, what's going on? I always see you drinking. Are you eating? I go, yeah, I'm eating. But I found I wasn't as hungry. Like I was more satisfied. I was full longer. I didn't crave the junk and all of those things. So yeah, so I'm on my journey. I've lost 36. I want to do another set of 20 and 20. I want to get back to my pre-baby weight, and then after that I want to get back to my college weight, and then I'm done. I'll be pretty satisfied. But I feel good, you know. My joints and things don't hurt. I have more energy. And I want to do more for the Lord, and be around my children and
Yeah,
grandchildren.
we just did the drink.
Yes.
So Gertha and I, actually, she just blended this. And so tell them, what did you put in here?
Oh my gosh, a 5 ounce, a big tub of spinach and kale, 5 ounces. It looks so big. If you look at it, it's overwhelming. It looks like it's enough for three or four people. But you put it all in a huge blender.
Yep.
I put frozen mango, dairy free. I put frozen banana, water. I put some chia seed.
So good.
A little bit of a powdered vitamin drink that we do called Zeal.
Yes,
Zervita. Zervita has all of my multivitamins
Yes,
in it, and it's so delicious. So we made a full one like this. I actually transferred mine to a smaller one. So I
And it fills you up throughout the day.
Yeah, we've been doing this. Josie's been here for a week. We've been doing this every day. So a little bit of intermittent fasting too. They say ideally you want to eat between 10 and 6. Don't do a whole lot of late night eating and snacking, right? But so we will have one of these around noon or 1. It's actually noon right now in California. And then we go out. We went to the beach. We go here. We've been having fun.
Yes,
the weather's
really.
been great here. Then we come back over in the evening, maybe around, 4 o'clock, 4 or 5. We're maybe sometimes as late as 6. We're hungry. Then we'll have a big salad, lots of vegetables and healthy things. We had some good things at the restaurant yesterday. So yeah, and we're satisfied. And we're able to either maintain or lose depending on our goal.
Yes, exactly. Really good stuff. I mean, you can't go wrong. Like you was talking about, you learn all these things and you've seen John and you wanted to better yourself.
Yes, I wanted to share a little bit about that. So, we moved here from the Bay Area 3.5 years ago to be closer to family. With all of John's health challenges, I need a little help. So I was thinking I had to find a job. I says, what am I going to do? I was just turning 60. And I said, for this next chapter in my life, I really want to do meaningful work. I want to help people. And my whole focus is like health and wellness. That's my focus, and finance, because our finances were greatly impacted by, John's health and life struggles. And we are a team. Whatever's happening with him is happening with me. I'm right in there with them. We always been like that our whole marriage, 38 years. We're in it together. So, I prayed about it, and the Lord led me to get licensed as a health and wellness representative, a financial representative. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years here, and I love it. So everything, my big focus is life insurance. There's many aspects to what we do with health and wealth and finance, but I'll just focus on life insurance for now. So I had that for John. Thankfully, I kept that through the years. I know a lot of people get it, then they let it go. Some people don't get it at all and go, oh, I'll do it later. I'm too young to think about that. Been there, done that too. But I kept that, and I experienced it too when my parents passed. It made such a difference, because you're already sad and grieving, and now you have all this burial expense, and it's so expensive.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
They wanted like 35 to 45,000 just for the burial plot, and then the mortuary was like another 10K.
That's a lot.
And we did some negotiating in there, but as you can see, it quickly adds up. And if I didn't have life insurance, I would have not been able to do that.
You would have to come out of pocket.
Come out of pocket or do a GoFundMe
or something. Yeah, and then put family in debt, or have to borrow money.
Yes, from the children.
Or maybe credit card.
Yes.
Whatever. So that's more burden on you and the family and whatever else.
And I don't want to
People
take
don't
from my
think
family.
about that.
They have their own, my siblings, my children, they have their own household to run and things they're saving for, building for, their retirement, their life, their bills. So they don't need to give me 2,500, 5,000. They need their own money.
Yeah.
And so that was so nice to just have that life insurance. So I encourage everybody, if you don't have it, please, please, please don't wait. And the kind that John's policy was not this. It was just, straight like 50K. What it is what it was. And it covered all of the expenses, thank God.
And you didn't have to come
I
out of
didn't have to
pocket
come out of
at
pocket
all.
at all.
And it covered and paid everything.
Right.
What a blessing
even
that
we had
was.
a nice sit down dinner
Yes, we did.
reception. We did
Good
everything we
food.
wanted to do. Good food.
Yes, really good.
Yes. But I encourage whole life. That's the kind of policy that I have myself and encourage everybody to get. That one has cash value. And I wish it also has critical illness, short-term disability, all that built into it, chronic illness. I wish I had had that for John. Some people call it long-term care. There's also something called long-term care. If I had had that for John when we were going through all, the last 17 years, I could have pulled money out of there for visiting angels.
That's true, yeah.
For, whatever medical expenses he was having.
How much you was telling me you were paying about $500
a month to Amazon.
Gosh, that's a
Every
lot.
month.
Every month.
For medical supplies.
Yeah.
And then visiting angels
That adds
was
up.
also like
How much was that?
$500 to $700.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no, they were very expensive.
And you were paying out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
Oh gosh, you see, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, at one point when he first came home from the 3 weeks in the hospital, we had the medical bed in the living room, all this. One time it was like $500 a week.
Oh my word.
I was paying visiting angel almost $2,000 a month when he first came home. And then we slowly cut back as he got better. But nobody has that kind of money just sitting around.
Really?
And so that was so crazy. But if I had long-term care or annuities or whole life, I would have been able to just go get that. That money's tax-free. You don't have to wait till you're 59 and a half. They don't charge you taxes when you pull it out. I could have gotten 25,000 out of there to cover all of the visiting angels and all of that stuff. And then the loved one and, the spouse, they have to take off of work. So the income of the household is going down, down, down.
Well, you had to borrow from your pension or retirement, right?
I did.
You had
over
to,
the years,
over the course of years.
to make, so by the time I finally left, I was with AT&T 30 years. By the time I left them, I had already depleted.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding
Yeah,
me.
because
I
you went
depleted
through
my
so much.
pension and
Yes.
401k because I was sifting off of that.
Yes,
to,
for all the expenses.
Yes.
Yes, a whole lot.
It is, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I just have so much passion about it. The other day, Josie and I were out and we went to the bagel shop. I got egg salad, no bread for me. Josie had a bagel with like an avocado, fresh avocado. It looked really good, and some chia seeds and stuff like that. But no bread for me. But I saw a beautiful young couple walking in hand. They were young, probably mid to late 20s. And the wife, she looked like she was in good shape. The husband, he was also already like a little heavy. That propensity was there. You can see, I said, oh my gosh, I told Josie, I said, that reminds me of me and John, and I'm newly widowed. So my heart and mind is on these things. But my heart really went out to them. And it's almost like I want to pull them aside and say, you guys are so young. You're so beautiful. Please be careful, mindful of your life and your journey ahead. And I want to share my story with them because it can happen so easily. Like, I remember, so I gained 20 pounds the first year John and I were married, just being happy and in love.
Wow.
Yeah, because he was eating, like we'd have dinner. Then if we went out to the store that night, he'd say, oh, I want a hamburger. And then I'm like, okay. So he'd get his cheeseburger, hamburger. And I'm not really hungry, but I'm just with him. So then I would have a cheeseburger. Yeah. We have cheeseburger and fries. We already had dinner at 5, 6 o'clock. Now we're having cheeseburger and fries at 8, 9 o'clock. Things like that.
Oh my gosh.
And just, I gained 20 pounds just the first year. Just being happy and in love.
Wow.
The first year, I said year or two. And then when the babies came.
That's more gain weight.
30 pounds baby. Pregnancy. So I had to lose all that weight. And I've kept it on all this time. But bad habits, bad food choices,
Oh yeah,
bad
yeah,
habits.
of course.
And
Yeah.
like I said, I saw this young, beautiful couple, and my heart really went out to them. And I was like, oh, I don't want people to make the mistakes that we made.
Yeah.
But so that's why we're here. That's why we're making this
Yes.
video.
Yes.
I hope that it helps someone. If you guys have any questions, Josie knows how to get a hold of me on
Yes.
either,
Yes.
how I lost the 36 pounds. And I did it in less than 6 months. I did it in about 4 months, about 4.5 months, which was awesome. And I'm still going. And then, or if you have questions about the,
Life insurance.
yes, I'm more than glad to help with that as well.
Finance or
It is
whatnot.
my heart and my passion. And that's the best thing you can do to leave a legacy.
That's true.
You want to leave a spiritual legacy for your family. You want to leave. There's all different kinds of legacy, but you also want to leave them your last act of love. It would be so nice to give them peace of mind with a good life insurance program. And also, if you start early enough, you can leave them a gift. Wouldn't it be nice to like pay off everything and then
real.
still have, be able to give pay off the house, leave each child $50K, $100K, something like that. It just takes planning and commitment.
For
and
sure.
the life insurance, a lot of the policies are not that costly, and they have great benefit. So I encourage everybody to do that for yourself.
And share with them about John's mom who had turned 100 years old.
Oh yes,
Mama Davis.
Yes.
Oh my
his
gosh.
In July,
Yes.
we had a centennial birthday party
Yes.
for Mama Davis, and it was beautiful. She is a beautiful woman, a strong woman, and
Yes.
we celebrated that. I think about that. I have pictures because John is in one wheelchair and Mom Davis is now sitting in the other one. But that was a big glory to God. Not too many people get centennial birthdays.
That's true. Yeah.
But she did, and she has really been pretty healthy. I would say up until just the last year, she has been, I'll take the wheelchair instead of walking around, But yeah, that was a blessing for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, if you really think about that, right? Leaving that legacy, and truth be told, John had been sick for many, many years,
17.
right? And really, Mama Davis should already been the one gone.
Right.
Instead,
She's
John.
still here.
Yes.
Yeah, John preceded
Exactly.
her because of health choices, life choices.
And life choices. Yes.
You really do have to take the bull by the horn, as they say. You can't be passive about your health, your diet, your life choices. You have to be present, awake, active.
Yes, indeed.
You can't be a couch potato and just let life pass you by, literally watching TV, doing this.
Exactly.
You have to say, nope, I'm going to be active. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do these things. I'm going to say woke in a different way. Woke with my finances.
Really.
Woke with my health, woke with my legacy.
Yeah.
Or you will find yourself, maybe leaving sooner than God intended you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember you told me that Mama Davis used to iron clothes. She was in her 90s or something, and still cook, and and she can sew. She did her own
up
clothes.
until just a year or two ago.
Oh, wow. See, wow,
She
look at,
was
because she lived an
gardening,
active life.
sewing, could throw down in the kitchen.
I mean, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she just really stopped doing all those things about a year and a half ago. She was very active.
Exactly.
And even now, she still crochets and does all that.
Wow, at 100?
At 100.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at, see, she lived an
And
active
she
life.
has an active mind. Her
She
wit
does.
and everything is intact.
Exactly. But that lifestyle, that food lifestyle, the changes, it really make a difference. It really do, because people don't realize that actually it will kill you.
Foods can heal
it'll
or
send
kill
you to your grave very early on.
And that's what I say for John. I don't want his. We had a beautiful celebration of life service, by the way. So moving, so beautiful, so many
True.
testimonials from friends and family.
Yes.
And I don't want his life to be in vain. And even as his life has gone, I said, Lord, let it be a seed in the ground. Let people look at that. So he was 68, by the way. He's 68 and I'm 63 now. But I pray that his life would be a testimony to people in more ways than one. I know he led a lot of people to the Lord and encouraged a lot of people, was a strength to them. I'm thankful for that. But I also pray that his health journey would be a testimony to people to say, you know what? Because I showed you the picture, when he was like 30, between 30 and 32, and he was the strapping young man.
Very, very healthy.
Healthy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
How did he go from that to where we are, how today, where the way his life ended. And it was just bad food choices,
Yeah.
He was a diabetic, he loved sugar. I didn't find out till later. He told me, I stop at Krispy Kremes. I get 2 dozen donuts. One for the office and one for me. Now, I didn't know anything about that. And the jelly bean factory was across the street from his job as well. And he loved.
And how long did he do that?
A long time. He was there. Yeah, maybe 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was eating like that. I mean, everybody make their choices, but
that's true. Yeah.
you have to, that is not without consequence.
Oh yeah.
If you're not burning those calories, if you're not going to go to the gym and burn 200-300.
Well, you'll suffer from, from putting things in your body that that it's actually not healthy.
Yeah, not
and
meant
so
to be.
Sooner or later, if you don't see it now, you're going to see it later. And guess what? Your body will attack itself.
Right. That's
because you put in things in there that is not pure, that is not actually, healthy enough, right, to sustain the body.
Right.
And God created this body so wisely that it recognizes a threat.
Yes.
And that kind of things are threats. Those really are not food. You know how they say donuts and this and that and so forth, all those, they're really not food. They're junk. They are so junk. And the body recognizes that.
It's true. Oh, I have to share too really quickly. We never did an allergen test, but I do believe John was allergic. His system was so sensitive. I'm thinking about like the Costco hot dogs and all these things.
Sauce.
If you look at those labels, the ingredients, if it's a long word, polyovapinate, whatever it is, I don't even know. I'd have to go get a label right now to tell you, but he would break out in boils and bumps, really painful sores on his back, arm, and it's like within 48 hours. And I say, oh, honey, I think that is bad for you. We need to take that out.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't buy that anymore. But he says, oh, it tastes so good. Are you sure it's that what caused the boil? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. I am so sure. And so he was like, well, I don't know about that. And I don't see why I cannot just have that, and he would tickle me sometime because, in his last couple of years, he would want to, when I had more control of the diet and the budget, he said, well, how come I want that? I want some Popeye's chicken. I want this. I want that. Why can't I have a little bit
I
of
work
that?
hard and I earn my money.
Yes. I'm like, honey, it has nothing to do with how hard you work or how much money is in the bank. I go, you could have $1 million in the bank and you still cannot have that because your body cannot afford it.
Well, your body is attacking you. So, it'll go away. And then later on, he eat those bad stuff again, and there it is. His body is attacking him.
Listen to your body, because your body will tell you, when it's feeling bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the reason I started that Sugar Ain't Sweet was I was starting to have like arthritic pain and muscle cramps in my legs throughout the day, but really badly at night and first thing in the morning. And I said, this is not right. I'm too young for this. And so I said, I don't receive that. And I said, whatever I need to do to change this, that's what I'm going to do. So I said, if I have to change my diet, if I have to be more active. And so I start looking for solutions. And that's how I ended up cutting sugar, adding the Vitamix drinks, the juicing, the greens, and all of that. And I feel better. I don't have pain. I don't have to take ibuprofen every day. I was taking ibuprofen every day for a while. It was that bad. And I know it's not healthy, but I didn't know what else to do. So I added calcium, magnesium. I have a really good calcium, magnesium, potassium supplement for my legs. And I just started doing the things I was telling you, moving, adding water, doing my cutting sugar, and doing my greens. And I don't have to take
Well,
ibuprofen
you
anymore every
really,
day.
if you did not change, your eating habits, your lifestyle, you were going the same route as
John,
John.
oh
And not
yeah,
only that, your health was even being affected. Like didn't you injure your knee or something, or your
yeah.
shoulder?
I
I
hurt
mean, you've
myself
had many
just. I
injuries.
hurt myself trying to take care of John.
Yes.
I was
Mm-hmm.
hurting and still taking care of John by the grace
Yes.
of God,
Mm-hmm.
lifting, turning, shifting.
Yes,
And
exactly.
he was a big guy,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
like 245 or something. And it was hard. I don't know how I did it. God helped me. And then I don't even know if I shared with you before, Josie. I had to have, I want to say it was 2012, something like that, vascular surgeon in my left leg
Oh, yes, yes, I
because
remember that.
they had to reroute
Yes.
my
Oh my
veins.
gosh. Yeah.
It was swollen. The leg was swollen and
Yes.
it was
Oh
pooling
yeah.
at the ankle.
I
Like
remember you told
water
me
was
that.
coming out of my
Yes. Oh
ankle.
my gosh.
And they told me, oh, you're going to
Wow.
have to wear the compression socks. I said, compression socks? I said, no, no. I said, that will mess up with my cute sandals and cute toes. I said, I don't play that. Those are ugly. So they said, well, that's what you're going to have to wear. You have to wear a compression. I said, oh, that's so ugly. So then I said, well, what do I need to do? So they said, well, you can lose some weight. You can do this or that. Or you're going to have to come back and we're going to have to do the other leg.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
And I
Lord.
never got the other leg done, but I did go to a cardiovascular surgeon just in December of last year because I was having all this leg pain. And I said, do I need surgery? And he said, well, they scanned my legs. They put all that ultrasound,
Okay.
go up and down. And he said, well, it's not that bad right now. He said, why don't you try losing some weight? I says, well, I'm going to do that. I said, I've been thinking about it and working on it. He said, do that first, come back and see me in a year. So I was very motivated. So that was December. And like I said, when March came, that's when I said, I'm sold out. I'm going all the way down this path. I'm never coming back. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you had to, because you was full-time care. First of all, you was a wife, full-time caregiver, and you was working full-time, the best that you can,
Yeah.
and trying to pay
Still.
all these bills,
Yes. Yes.
to help you and John, because the kids are all gone and grown. And then on top of that, you was trying to have you guys eat the healthiest that you could possibly, but with the busy life and the whole thing that's happening, it was a lot on you.
Yes.
And so sometimes, you try to, cook something more healthier, and then, here and there, you guys, and so forth. So
Yeah,
then you find
true.
yourself right back with John. And you're like, oh, I have got to do something. This is not working.
Right. Not
You know what I
working.
mean? And we dabble in that many times. I mean,
Yes.
you know what I mean? I'm like, let's do all vegan, right? We did it for a while, and John
And
was
then John,
like,
he
oh
would do it
yeah,
for like a week or two. Then he like, pull off
That's
the road
it.
right here. I need a burger. I need me some beef.
yeah. I was like, no, that's not working. And I was like, okay, Gertha, we're gonna go this way and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but God is good even through all of those things that you have endured and gone through. You've seen the ups and downs. You see what food has damaged,
I see what food
and
can do to you.
affected, and you're like, I really need to change for me.
I am a believer.
Yes.
I became a believer the hard way through the school of hard knocks.
Exactly. And you don't really need to be dependent on, pharmaceutical drugs.
No, that's bad.
Because they're trying to kill you.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. My husband
Oh
was
my God.
taking 15, 16 pills
Oh gosh.
in the morning
That's a lot.
and another 10 or 12 at night.
Wow.
And I would always look at them like the side effects. You have some benefits, but there's so many side effects. It affects
gosh.
your short-term memory, hair loss. You have to really look at them. And sometimes the doctors, that's all. They just want to give you more
That's
and more
true.
and more. And I'm like, we don't want any more. And then all the opioids for pain.
Oh my gosh.
Which have
wow.
you delirious, combative, everything. It was just awful. I said, this is not a way to live. So I was like, God, you have to deliver us from all of this. And whenever we could take less, we would.
So did you have to pay a lot of copay? The insurance didn't cover all of the medication or what?
Thank God it covered most of them. There was just a few specialty things. I know I
But
had
you had to pay out of
out
pocket
of
on
pocket.
that.
I had a
Wow.
couple that, I probably paid $200 a month easy
Oh my
on
gosh.
specialty medicines that were not covered by
See.
insurance.
And
So
you had copay every time you go, you know.
every time, every month, I paid that, and the Amazon.
Oh gosh. You see, that adds up.
It adds up,
And that
and
really,
you're working less. You have less hours, less income coming in.
oh my gosh.
So I don't know. It's really challenging.
That affects.
I have great compassion for caregivers
Wow.
on the finance side, but also the energy that is expended. It's the heart and commitment of a caregiver is just tremendous.
It's very draining also,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, you know, it's like, gosh, you know,
I mean, I have the Lord, so I
well, yeah.
I don't know what people do who don't have the Lord. So for me, the Bible says, "Do everything unto the Lord."
That's right.
So that helped
Exactly.
me. So when
Yes,
I get
yes.
up, I'm always like my blinds are open. I'm always looking for sunshine. I'm looking for the silver lining in life. I'm looking for joy. I live in the place of joy and peace and tranquility. I have to find that every day,
Oh,
and
yes,
God
yes.
helps me.
Mm-hmm.
So I get up.
Yes.
I serve John. It was my pleasure to serve him. I loved him. And I did it for him. I did it for the kids. I figure every day, every year, I could prolong his life a little longer.
Yes.
They get a dad. They get a grandpa.
Yes. Yes.
I get a husband.
Yes.
His sisters get a brother. The mother gets a son.
Yes.
And
That's
I did
right.
it. I
Yes.
did it for that, for them, for all
Yeah.
of them, and unto the Lord. So, and John was very appreciative. He would always
yes.
tell me. He
Oh,
says,
yes.
"Oh, honey, I love you. You take
Yes.
such good care of me."
Even
That was
you
a
know, when
blessing.
he was in the hospital, how he had told you that you was a really, really good wife to him.
He did.
did.
He
He
did,
really
and
did,
he
yeah.
really emphasized it like he knew.
Yeah.
And I was kind of moving around and doing stuff, and he kind of took me by my arm and my hand, and he said, "No," he says, "Thank you." He said, "You've been a really good wife
Yes.
for me, and I
He
love you."
did. Yeah.
And so, and I said, "Thank you," and you'll be coming home to tell me that some more. I didn't know that we were approaching the end
Yeah.
of our journey
Yeah.
together.
But that's what he wanted to
He
just
wanted
let
me
you
to
know
know.
that you were there and you took care of him and you was faithful all the way to the end.
It was,
You know,
it was my
but
joy
even through
to
all
do
these
so.
things you've gone through, the journey, the ups and downs, God has always been there and carried you
Always.
guys through many
Beautifully,
victories,
many victories.
challenges. But through all of that, God still sustained you.
still
When
sustained
money
us.
was so funny, like not even a joke, God somehow, some way, miraculously used
did.
people.
He did.
You know,
To bless us.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and I mean so much.
He opened
you know,
doors.
yes. Oh yeah.
And then, I would always read and everything. I believe in insurance. I had one was hospital indemnity insurance. So every time John would go in the hospital, I had MetLife. I fill out I always do my forms and applications. I read everything. If there's a benefit or income to be had, I'm going to find out about it and do it. And so every time he goes in, they would send me a check for that. And then that would help with the bills. So that's why I said don't, like the Bible says, don't be ignorant.
Yes.
So
yes.
don't we? I say that in humility and all respect. Research, find out what's available to you,
Yes.
and don't wait till you're sick, because the thing with insurance is you have to get it while you're still insurable.
Yeah. If not.
John reached a point where whatever I hadn't got for him way back when and maintained, I couldn't get anymore because,
Yeah.
high blood pressure,
that's true.
congestive heart failure, diabetes, all these things. They look at your health history.
He's no longer insurable.
He's no longer
basically.
insurable.
Yeah.
So that happens to people. They think, oh, I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm 35. Why did you think about that? Then they have a medical event, and all of a sudden, either they can't get insurance anymore, or if they can get it,
It is so
costs
expensive.
twice as much as
Yes.
it would
Oh, yeah.
if they had got it when they
Yes,
were
and
healthy.
if you're already financially struggling, right? Say you do get that for your loved ones and so forth, but then you come to that realization, okay, we need to eat. We need to have, roof over our head. We have to pay the electricity and all that. So somewhere in there, you have, it's like a give and take. What am I going to prioritize. And
Right.
so then, family comes to that realization, well, we might have to cut that life insurance.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford it. It's too expensive.
Right. It's one of the first things to go, but they should actually be keeping it.
Exactly.
Because the other thing we see too, the primary breadwinner passes.
Yes.
And they are unprepared. Then sometimes the spouse has to sell the house.
Yeah.
Do this, do that, move in with relatives.
Yes.
Like you said, move to the Philippines, move wherever. So, but if you have good life insurance, do you know it could pay off the balance on the house?
Yeah.
You could get $1 million policy.
Exactly.
You could have pay off the house and put you in a better position. And not to mention, if you have whole life, you could go in there. Okay, I need $5,000.
You could use that to put down payment, and
to
starting,
help with things,
or whatever.
A living benefit.
Yes,
it has a living benefit as well as a death benefit.
Yeah.
So definitely worth looking into.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so much benefits overall in that. I mean, like I said, you are a living testament of the things that you've gone through, and the fact that you were able to get John, insured before his condition got worse. Have you not, right, taking that chance or the option, and it was already too late.
Yeah, and when things got tight, I let some things go, but I did not let that go.
And you were a smart woman to do that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, have you not continued that, not knowing that, we all gonna have our time, right?
Sure.
We all gonna expire sooner or later. We all have God already know exactly who's gonna live, in this time and blah, blah, blah. We can't stop that.
Right.
We're all gonna go one way or the other.
Sure.
Okay, but the fact of the matter is, you don't know when the time is.
Right. So you have to be
but
prepared.
because you continued, even when money was so tight and money was just really looking funny, you continued to be faithful and paying that monthly dues.
Right.
To continue that life insurance.
Yes.
In an event like, in his situation, he passed away. That covered all the expenses.
Right.
And so my point on that
which was beautiful.
Yeah.
Because you're already grieving. The last thing you want to do is to have to worry about money.
And put that burden on you and the family, which a lot of people sometimes don't have that.
Right.
And, borrow money from this and that. So if you already don't have it, then you put yourself on debt, you and your family. And then, who knows what havoc Satan will do, right, to cause frustration to the family, division or whatever, because then I borrowed money from so and so and so, now you need to pay me. When you don't have no money, how could you pay them? You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
That would be
people,
awful. Yeah.
And those happen.
Or sometimes, and everybody has different views on cremation, but I've also seen where families have been in a position where they had to cremate grandma, cremate mommy.
Yeah.
They didn't want that.
Because they didn't have no money.
They didn't have any choice.
Yes, they had no choice.
A cheaper option.
Yes. Yeah, but so now that you are, where you at now, and all this had happened to you, and John had transitioned, like I said, he's now with our Heavenly Father in a better place, right? He's no longer in pain, no longer suffering, nothing whatsoever, and you are now trying to be a healthier, living a lifestyle, a better, in good health, and then doing, life insurance and trying to help families, and share the things that you have gone through.
Yes.
My prayer is that people would take heed. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And really realize and see that, this lady knows what she's talking about. She's sharing her testimony. You've lived it. You've been there
is my heart and my reality.
And that, maybe I need to do something then.
Oh yeah. If I could do it over again, I would have done we would have done some things differently in there.
Yes, exactly.
With our finances, with our diet, health, lifestyle, all of that. And when someone passes, it's so crazy. Like, you don't get a do-over. I mean, this is real.
Yeah.
It's not like you can hit the rewind button or the pause button.
Exactly.
The nurses in the hospital, they were so nice when John passed. Is there anything we can do for you? you know, they had water, drinks, condiments. We don't want any of that when your loved one passed.
Well,
your
yeah.
heart is broken.
Yeah, of course,
And
yeah.
I says, no, there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
for me. I go, unless you can push the button, you know, and
bring
bring
it
them
back.
back from where that place, wherever they go. I go, there's nothing you can do
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
So anyways, but yeah, when it's done, it's done.
So
It's
would
so
you?
final.
So you know, looking back, if you was able to even have a higher, you know, death benefit instead of 50,
I
you
would
would,
have. I
because you
wish-
don't even have now.
I don't
like
have
really,
anything to give to
yes,
the kids. I wish
yes.
I wish I had done 100K.
You practically used everything of it.
500K, yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
I would have done more for him. I would have taken out a higher
Yes.
while he was healthy.
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
once he became ill,
Yes.
I could not
No.
increase it.
Yeah.
I mean, the most you could get when the person is sick is maybe 2K here, you know, not nothing like 100K policy. So yeah, that would be one key learning. I would have bought more, and I would have
Yeah.
bought it early.
But see, that's another thing is that people don't think about that, right? Oh, I am healthy. Nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still young. I'm vibrant and
Yes.
blah, 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 this and that.
I'm
doing
immortal.
This. Yeah,
Yeah, you think
exactly.
so, yeah.
You know, and then,
I got plenty of time.
Yes.
But nobody knows.
No-
I mean,
yeah, no one knows.
there's 26-year-olds dying.
Yeah.
There's 40-year-olds dying.
Yes,
Nobody
exactly.
knows.
No one knows. You know, I mean, you know, life, you know,
It's not
we're
promised
living,
like that.
yeah, we're living day to day, and then not knowing that, boom, the next day, you know,
Yeah.
something happened to
Or
you.
maybe not die, but you know, someone have a car accident or whatever. Even anybody who's ever gotten a short-term disability at work, your income gets cut down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah.
I forget the exact ratio, but it goes down a lot. I think it's 66%. So you lose a third of your income. So then, okay, but your bills are still at 100%.
Oh yeah, it's not going nowhere.
So
yeah.
if you had whole life with a cash account to it, or where you can pull money out for short-term disability, you have somebody has a car accident, they're going to be off of work. You know, they're hurt their ankle, climbing their poles or whatever you're doing. I don't know what your work is. Wouldn't it be so nice to know, okay, I've got my savings, whatever that is, plus or minus, but I also have my whole life over here. I can go and pull money out of there.
Exactly. And that will help you.
No
you
questions asked, right?
Yeah, that will help you be able to, you know,
To
pay.
live.
Yes, pay your bills and whatnot, take care of the family.
To make up that
you know.
shortfall
Yes,
on
exactly.
the disability, since they're only giving you 66%.
Yeah, because those happens. Those are real life. You know, but we just never know, right? You know, it could be you. It could be, you know, your mama. You could be, you know, your brother or your sister. You know,
It could be anybody.
Anybody.
And you're going to
Yeah.
want to help. You're going to want to rally to help
Exactly,
because
of
that's
course.
your loved one.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, the bottom line is Gertha has so much in depth of information that she wanted to share, testimony she's been through and gone through and so forth, and the journey she's gone through with her husband. You know, I couldn't imagine the pain that John has gone through all the 17 years.
17 years.
That's a long time. But John kept going and going. You know, he did have issue with food. And many times he was actually in denial that he didn't think that the food was causing him to have, you know, suffer from boils, you know, because he loved food. You know what I mean?
He did.
Yeah. And, you know, and then it's, you know, a lot of people do, you know what I mean? When we think, oh gosh, like, you know, Popeye is so good. Oh my gosh, it's so tasty. You know, but not knowing really is harming you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Same
Yes.
thing with the sugar. Too much
exactly.
sugar, more than your body can process.
Exactly. And so, you know, but you know, or sometimes we'd reason with ourselves, oh, I don't have it all the time, right? I only have it, you know, periodically or here and there or whatever else, you know, and other than that, you know, blah, 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 this and that. But, you know, I think in so many ways when we reason with ourselves, we don't really think that, you know, it's harming us. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
When, you know, your body recognizes the threats and it's just a matter of time, your own body is going to, you know, affect
Well,
you.
our body cannot be a garbage can. we got.
But we don't think like
We
that.
got-
We don't think like that. When we're eating those food,
It just
we think
it feels good.
Exactly.
It tastes good. It
Yes.
feels good. It's we want to satisfy our flesh.
Yes, exactly.
So we have to be careful.
Yes.
But I know I got to take you to the airport,
Yes, I
sweetie.
know. So anyhow, we will finish this because I'm leaving today. And so if you guys have any questions, y'all want to have insurance, Gertha is the person for that.
would love to
She's
help
very
you and
knowledgeable
love
and
to meet
skilled,
you and your beautiful family any
in
way
doing
I
that.
can.
And we pray and that you guys will take heed if you are not insured, right? You don't have the right proper insurance, or you all don't know much about it, want to know and this and that, more questions, she is more than welcome to help you guys answer whatever questions.
Yes.
And if y'all have any more questions about how her husband went through that journey, and from very healthy to all of a sudden the diabetes had set on, and then
Oh my gosh,
became
yes.
Gone to dialysis and kidney transplant, and then after even receiving a new kidney from someone who had passed away,
Right.
How did that go, and so forth and so on. But so y'all can reach out to her. She'll be more than open
Happy,
and willing
sure.
and happy to share her testimony, and praying that it will touch people's
Your
lives
life.
or your life or whatever. So that's our prayer. And so we speak blessings on y'all.
Yes.
And, we pray that this testimony, this message, this story that we have shared will touch, even one
Yes,
person.
I pray that it will. I was just going to give you guys my email. It's just Gertha Davis at Yahoo if you guys want
Yes.
to reach out. And it's Gertha like Bertha, but with a G. So Gertha Davis at Yahoo. You guys are welcome to message me or message Josie if you have questions or anything that we can help with.
Yes.
We're glad to help.
All right. Well, God bless you guys. Take care.
I hope you guys
Yes.
enjoyed our visit.
Yes.
God bless you.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.